Hey, I'm Isaac.
And I'm Brandon.
And this is BrainShake. And today we have Mikayla Halliday here. So, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking you on a tour of NASCAT and getting to know Mikayla here a little bit more about her passion and how art is important to her and all that stuff. And
So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the other side.
So can you say your name for me?
Mikayla Halliday.
Awesome. So this is our guest for today, and we're going to be touring around, NASCAT and venturing. You'll learn more about Mikayla's life, I guess, and what she's about.
What's your favorite number color?
My favorite number color is 72 purple.
Okay. Awesome. Sweet. All right. So what's your favorite thing about Halifax?
My favorite thing about Halifax, probably the community. My God, the community is unlike anything else I've ever seen. It's such a close knit city, like a small city.
Yeah.
It's big to me. I've lived here all my life, but
right.
Everyone coming from Ontario say it's a small city that's just so tight knit.
Yeah.
NASCAT's definitely the same way in that sense. It's just a small school.
Yeah, we'll just cross here.
Of 750 people.
What made you get involved with NASCAT itself?
Probably, it wasn't until really high school when I started to get back into art and art making. I really realized art is definitely something I like to do.
Yeah.
In grade 10 in art, when I finally had an art class again, because between grade 6 and 10, I had no art class. There was no art classes.
Oh no.
So I was like, torture.
Yeah.
I got back into it then, and being exposed to that again after so long, I really realized this was what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
For sure.
Creative processes definitely would have been stumped for a while, not having creative around you.
So and we're lucky enough in Halifax to have an amazing art school, right downtown.
So you're from Bridgewater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that must have been a bit of a have you ever lived on your own before, or lived
Nope.
So
Never with anybody my own age. I'm an only child.
Jeez.
Middle of nowhere in a small town.
Was that exciting for you, or was that nerve-wracking, or I guess just what was the feeling for you?
It was a little bit of both. It's exciting, the fact that I'll have so many there's people around constantly, there's stuff around, but it was terrifying at the same time because I had never been around people for that long. It's just been me and my parents pretty much, and then I got here and all of a sudden there's people my own age everywhere.
If there was anything that you could tell to the viewers, the first thing that would come to mind, what would it be about yourself?
I'm all over the place. I like a little bit of everything. It pretty much explains my life. That's why I like going home in the summer to my small town, come back here in the city during the school year and have that life. It gives me a break from each one.
Yeah.
Totally different environments, totally different situation. It's like two separate worlds for me.
Cool. So it's like a shapeshifter in a way.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm sure you have some art pieces to show in some kind of way, or some place that you can direct everyone. But what was your favorite art piece that you had ever made?
That I've ever made? I have to say, when I was in my first year university, there's a foundation program here at NASCAT. It's very different than most universities. It isn't a foundation program, but NASCAT does have one, and it was during our art and social engagement class where we had to make socially engaged art, a topic that we like the most. I made a piece on wooden canvas with a charcoal patagraphite chalk of tree stumps, and then collaged in a broken glass, broken mirrors around it. And that was definitely my favorite. People love my broken mirror work. I do.
That's really cool. I think I actually saw that too. It's really awesome. And what really made you get into creating things, and what made you a creative person? Was there any type of experience that you remember as a child or anything that sparked that?
Well, I always, when I was a kid, I loved to color. I loved to draw, in the, you remember Neopets? Do you remember that? They used to be, magazines and stuff. I used to love, those, an example, and I'd like to try and copy the drawings, and I got really good at copying drawings and coloring, and then I did Girl Guides my whole life, and I still do it. This is my 16th year coming up in Girl Guides, and that's always a creative environment, so that was definitely a supporter. So,
awesome.
It's
So
always
like
been around.
just a whole bunch of flash of things that kind of came into fruition.
Yeah, took into it naturally, just
definitely.
making stuff.
And was there any struggles like going through, like if you can remember, was there any struggles going through any creative process? Well, okay. Was there any struggles that you had to go through for like creative processing, or like anything that you had to deal with family or friends, choosing the path that you've chosen when it comes to art?
My family, I'm very lucky to have a family that's pretty supportive. Like whatever I want to do, like my dad always said, just do what you like to do, and then it won't seem like work. And it's absolutely true. I mean, that this is what I do like to do. I hadn't grasped on anything as much as this. I just kind of took to it, and I go for it. I just go for it. Like I don't know where I'm gonna go, where it's gonna lead yet, but I know I'm doing what I like to do, and I'll figure it out as I go along.
That's definitely a great way to live.
Is there any like pop figure or historical figure or artist that really inspires you more than anyone else?
I'd have to say in recent years, Rick Lagina, even the guy who searches on Oak Island, which we'll get into later.
Yes.
And you'll hear much about Rick.
Oh yeah, there was something that we were talking about before, like with the silver thing or whatever, like all the silver from the photos when you were processing photos.
With I do a lot of photography and printmaking at NASCAD, but for our photo department, when we process our chemicals for film, we have special filters in our drain system for the chemicals that it filters in the silver from the negatives, and it comes together and is reused in the jewelry department.
So it's like this whole like intricate system. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just something that's so simple, but it's like so interesting.
What's your favorite element on the periodic table?
Oxygen, because I kind of need it.
Fair.
That was a great answer.
I definitely need that.
Do you believe in time travel?
Maybe. We just can't time travel yet.
Sure.
It's on its way.
Yeah. Or maybe we already did time travel and we just don't know it yet.
Every second that passes, we're time traveling.
What's your favorite creative space so far in NASCAD?
My favorite creative space?
Yeah.
Honestly, the print studios. My God, the print studios are gorgeous.
So why did you get the back tattoo that you have? Is there any meaning to that, or was it?
Yeah, I was looking at like different designs for I always liked back tattoos. Like they're larger, yes, but I find the most beautiful tattoos happen on the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking for a while about Tree of Life tattoo kind of stuff, but I find that it's the same thing over and over again. Like some tattoos, it becomes a thing, and then it's done over and over again. And it kills it.
Yeah.
And I seen this one, and it was so different. The fact combining the spine with the tree and everything trees represent. Like I use trees and stuff a lot in my art.
Yeah.
I love everything they represent with growth and like standing on their own, and combining that with the spine, everything that represents. It keeps me upright.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's so interesting. Yeah, that's really cool. I remember you explaining it like almost like it jumped out to you. It was like something that you.
Yeah, it helps keep me standing up straight.
Yeah, definitely. It's really cool. It's really awesome.
5 long hours, and I still have to go back for an hour, but yeah, it's and goes the side of my back. That's so
cool. That's awesome.
Something like that.
Nice.
All right. So, what got you involved with like film and that kind of thing?
It was really the whole story is how I worked this summer with Telltale Productions. It's a production company around Halifax, and I work as technically part of the film crew of the TV show The Curse of Oak Island. It's a documentary on History Channel following some guys in their search to, well, find the missing, long-lost treasure of Oak Island. How I got involved was really just luck. I basically, in grade 12, when I was in high school, that was 2 years ago, oh my god, I entered a a logo contest for t-shirts, so they wanted to get some more t-shirts for the museum.
Right.
So, I wanted to get some logos, and at that time, I was in the middle of actually applying here and getting my portfolio together, finishing my IB art program, so all of that was kind of on me, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit. So I was really busy, and yeah, it was just the last day until it was due. My art teacher said, you can do it. You have time to do it. So I was like, okay. So I took it home last night. I did it all in one night because I was thinking about it, but I didn't actually do it. And then I gave it to her, and a couple weeks later, it's like, yeah, you got third place. So they made my design into a t-shirt, and I went through all that, sold my t-shirt, and since I designed it, the manager for Oak Island Tours, kind of a woman who runs it all, got in contact to give me some t-shirts, like, hey, this is your logo design, here's some t-shirts. And at the end of the email, she was just like, what you doing this summer? And I was like, well, besides a week of photography, not much. So, yeah, we might be looking for a summer student for the museum. Would you be interested?
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, sure. And she was like, there's not really a job description at all. Pretty much you show up every day to work, and we don't know what you're going to do. So whatever needs to be done that day, you'll do. And like a few months later, by the time the job thing happened, it was the end of my first year university.
Right.
I went to NASCAD immediately after high school.
Mm-hmm.
So around that time, and I got there just to meet her, say, okay, here I am. And she's like, yeah, you got the job. I was like, do you want to see my resume? Like, nah, I don't need it.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of like a hired on the spot thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, having those experiences, like, where it's just like a stroke of luck, it's just like, whoa.
That's
like,
awesome.
I know.
People like notice like your potential and all that stuff.
And so you get to do a lot of different stuff. And
Yeah,
quite
geez, every
well-rounded,
day
yeah.
was different. Like some days it would just be simple, seeing the museum, I'd sell t-shirts, clean the museum, clean the bathrooms, whatever. Then other days I was like building the garden in the front yard, running errands in Chester, Halifax, Bridgewater. But then one day she was just like, plop down a big bag of swamp samples there. It's like, okay, there's a bone in here. Find it, put it in a bag, and give it to me.
That's insane.
Or like something along the lines, like just like a round piece of something. Just find it and like give it to me, and we need to do something with it. And just random stuff like that. And I got to work closely sometimes with the guys you see in the show, Rick and Charles Barkhouse, the island historian. They're helping him measure some holes, or like help Rick move some rocks, and just a little bit of everything. And it was just an amazing experience. Like, I can't imagine what I would be doing with my life if I hadn't had that experience.
Yeah.
Just completely out of luck. Like,
Right.
I knew nothing about the TV show or like what the deal was. I knew there was guys on an island searching for a treasure. They don't know what it is, and there's a TV show on History Channel. I didn't know anything.
It's crazy to me because like I didn't even realize how international the show actually
Yeah.
really is. Because like I remember hearing about the Curse of Oak Island from like Jenna Marbles and all these people that I watch, like, because they watch it. Like, I watch Julian Salamita's vlogs, and like they watch it all the time.
Right.
And I was like, I've seen it around here, but I didn't think it was like from Nova Scotia or anywhere around there. Like, I was like, so it was crazy. And then you talked about it, I was like, wait a second.
Isn't the island in Assassin's Creed? For a mission?
Yeah, it's right off the coast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's right off the coast. I think it's in...
It's in
when
Chester area.
Yeah, it's when you play the... It was one of their games that they came out for like an older gen, and it was like you played like the Templars and stuff, so it wasn't
Right.
like you were the assassins.
But they went to Oak Island?
Yeah, I think
Right?
so.
Yeah.
Either that, or they went off the coast and you got to see like a
Somewhere
small bit
around
about
there,
it.
yeah.
Dude, I didn't know that. Dude,
It was
that's
like
cool.
a pirating thing. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Give like a story of your life in the best way that you possibly can, just so they can get to know you more.
Yeah, pretty simple, I think. I grew up born and raised in Nova Scotia, in Bridgewater. That's just about an hour and a half drive from here in Halifax. It's a small town. It's kind of between Mahone Bay and Lunenburg, which are the big places people usually go for tourists, and we're kind of in the middle. Awkward little town in the middle. Lived there all my life, and it wasn't until I came here to university in NASCAD that I started living in the city. I'd visited multiple times, of course, but not living. That was definitely a different experience.
Right.
But yeah, that's I always liked art and all that, and it stuck with me. So here I am at art school.
Passion and all that stuff.
What were some of your hobbies as a kid? Like, did you climb trees? Did you like to swim? Or do you like to draw just all the time?
I don't draw as much as I should, and I drew a little bit and I colored and all that. But I try to look back, and I actually can't think of what did I do as a child. I'm an only child. There was no other young kids around me. I tried to, what did I do with myself?
Yeah.
I mean, I drew some. I always liked some video games. My dad would play with me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of was around.
Did your own thing.
Yeah.
First of all, what games did you play when you were young? Just to kind of get perspective.
Me and my dad is always we're Nintendo people, Super Mario. That's what we played. We have the very old game system, with the rectangle remotes. We had the Duck Hunt and the game with all the little games on, I can't even know what they're called. Mm-hmm. It's the one with the pick man with the ice game, and you have the little pick, and you have to move your way up the screen.
I know what you're talking about.
And there was a circus
Ice
one.
Climbers, I think it's called.
Yeah, and then there was a circus one I always hated, but my dad liked. But he had to bounce on a ball and jump to the next one. I don't know, just random stuff that.
Do you find that any of those things, your childhood or anything like that, things that you went through, like video games or anything, do you think that kind of interjected into the passion that you started having, as far as the art that you make?
I'm not sure. A lot of my art, I find I'm still trying to figure out what my art is focused on. It's I like to experiment in everything. I'm interdisciplinary here at NASCAD, so I'm all over the place.
Right.
But as for ideas, I tend to there's a theme with nature, organic shapes and the outdoors. I like to use a lot. And just recently, the Oak Island topic, which is still revolving around the outdoors and kind of all that.
It's all organic that you mostly do?
Not all of it. I've been definitely experimenting a lot with the cityscape, because I don't really like cities, to be honest.
Right.
They're big and they're noisy and they're smelly and they're so many people, which is a good thing, but sometimes not, especially when I grew up in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it was definitely getting used to it, and I like the fact that there are people around. Jesus, I got lonely sometimes. It was anybody around? Nope.
That must have been a big change for you coming to the city.
It was, and living with people my own age, being around people my own age, 24/7, it was crazy.
Right.
And for the first time, that first day when I was in Kings being dropped off, it was the first time when my parents left. It was oh my God, I know nobody. Mm-hmm. That was a weird moment. Small town, everyone knows each other. Yeah. But then it was I know nobody. I gotta start from square one. From primary, it's that, only it's harder now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Primary, you just walk up to someone and you're their friend, but now it's really weird.
Yeah, so I've always lived at my parents' house, right? So it's I've always talked to people and they're oh, it's so scary. I'm I want to get out, but I can also imagine it being terrifying for me as well.
Just living on your own.
All these things that you don't really think about, having to put on a wash for clothes and all that stuff.
And that's going to be me next year. It's just going to be me. I'm living on my own downtown, so it's that's going to be weird. Just me.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess what's your deepest fear?
My deepest fear.
Yeah. Childhood and when you're older.
The question sounds familiar.
I know, right?
Yeah, it does.
I was waiting for you to react to that.
When I was a kid, probably one thing that always I don't know, it bothered me a lot, and I was concerned for a while. the thought of the world ending.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. My dad likes watching those movies, and I don't know if that was a bad influence, but I don't know. Just the thought of it always freaked me out. It's like there's gonna be nothing.
I
someday.
still think of that a lot, actually. It's like, what if a meteor just hit?
Yeah, it's like that could happen anytime.
I always think of that in the way of, like, I guess what most people think of, but, like, in the way of my life. So, like, what if I got hit by a car?
Right.
And I don't get to do...
world ended.
Like, and I don't get to do what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Like...
That was kind of my fear as well.
Yeah.
And then in the dark when I was younger. But not so much the dark itself, but just the unknown, I guess.
Yeah.
The unknown. Do you have any questions for us, maybe?
Yeah, really
personal
don't.
Or anything at all?
Gee,
I know it's on the spot, but
geez,
just we're putting you on the spot, so I want to give you a chance.
Yeah.
What's your favorite colors?
Navy blue.
Navy blue.
Same.
Really?
Really
Cool.
Navy
I think
blue.
we talked about that before.
Probably.
Yeah. Blue, well, it's actually, like, blue and red because...
Spider-Man.
Not wrong.
Isaac is
I
Spider-Man.
just realized that I'm wearing blue and red today.
Oh my.
God.
I don't think I could pick a favorite color. Like, there are colors that I like, but then I get talking about it, then I switch to another one because of a different reason.
Right.
So I try to answer it with, like, I don't know, red, purple, green, whatever. But I always end up, like, I love all the colors in different ways. They all work in different ways.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, I like all the colors in different ways.
That's like me with movies and music. It's like someone asks me that. It's like, oh, but I like this song because it's
Because
like
this or that.
this what it means to me and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then like I was in a certain mood when I listened to this. You know, it's
I
like,
think I like the colors, like the dress and all these things online, where it's like everyone sees it differently.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
Like
interesting to me.
because of the perception of it, and I find that very interesting. Like for the dress one, I could see it both ways, which is weird.
Yeah.
I could like trick my mind into seeing one way and then the other way, and then that's when I knew it was legit.
I can't remember what color I saw it in, but like color blindness is another thing that's like so cool to me.
Yeah, everyone's eyes are
Fascinating.
different,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, it was a big debate that girls have better eyesight than guys because it
believe
said
it.
it was like the berry thing, like when you used to scavenge for berries, we can see more shades of red in that
Right.
kind of sense, and there are things out there with different colors that say that we see more colors.
Yeah, there's like a word for that. It's like tetra or something.
Yeah,
or, I don't know.
It makes
There's
sense.
tests you can take online too to see like how fine of shades you can see.
Yeah.
I can see quite a bit, but I mean it's an online quiz, so who knows
It-
if it's accurate.
My eyesight is very poor when it comes to like acknowledging certain colors, but like you were saying, like with the whole eyesight thing, that actually would make sense for girls too, because like, you know, girls are the ones that hold the baby and all that stuff, so like they would have certain things that would be more, I guess better than guys have.
Yeah, they
because
say
would have to care for them.
the hearing thing too, like the more sensitive to like higher pitches.
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Well, like it's like it. I guess this is kind of a spoiler to Logan. Spoiler alert in any kind of way if anyone hasn't
Glenn
seen
dies.
it. No. But like the female character that's in it, the younger girl, she has not only the Wolverine claws, but claws that come out of her feet because she's a female. So female like Wolverines, I guess, or
They've evolved differently.
yeah, they evolve differently because like a lot of the time they won't be as strong as like let's say the guy, which would be the brute. So they would have other means to be able to protect themselves in any kind of way. There's also another reason that describes it in Logan, but
Yeah.
it's cool.
There's people that can't imagine things in their head. Like they can only imagine words or something.
That's so weird.
Like
Oh,
they
they
can only
can't like
they can
picture.
think words, but they can't visualize anything.
That's so interesting to me.
You both can visualize.
Yeah,
right?
well, you and I were talking about. I remember last time we were hanging out, we were talking about dreams and stuff that we have. Like, I can't, like you said, like I can't even picture a night where I don't dream in some kind of form.
I'm like
I feel like I
that
dream
too.
constantly.
I always dream. It's very, very rare that I don't dream.
Yeah.
I sometimes when I sleep in or sleep a lot, like I dream to the point where I think that it's real. Like I can't. I have to question
Me too.
myself.
Yeah, I've had
Yeah.
very vivid dreams. It's freaked. Like I literally like lived other lives, and then I wake up and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And one day I woke up and I thought my cat had been taken away from me. I was freaking
no.
out. I was like, "Is that real or not?" I had to go downstairs
Yeah.
and like look for my cat. It was
I-
Sparkles was her name actually.
What Sparkle's there?
Yeah, like there she is. Okay, come here, Sparky.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I remember I had a dream where the camera that's filming right now like just automatically just exploded. Like
Jeez.
when we were filming so we were filming a podcast in a dream with someone that I never even knew, like never even met before.
Maybe it's in the future.
Maybe. And like it exploded and I was like,
Did we survive?
yeah, it was just like the camera just like malfunctioned. We had to go home and all that stuff and
Wow. Don't jinx it now.
I mean the camera did overheat, so
Oh shoot.
that's
Oh no.
But anyway, is there anything else that you would like to talk about? Anything that you would like to kind of put a spotlight on about you or about anything about NASCAR? or anything?
I'd like to just explain the Oak Island thing, but I feel
Yeah,
like
sure.
the people who know what it is, but people who don't are just like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, sure, sure.
I get that a lot. Either you know or you don't. Everyone in my printmaking classes know now because, well, after I had that one summer experience, like I was saying, Oak Island, doing the jack of all trades thing, I went back to school for my second year university this last year. And just very much still in my mind. So I guess I did the artist thing and I made art about it. So all year in my printmaking classes, I made prints about Oak Island.
That's
I thought it
awesome.
was just going to be like one or two, like to get it on my scissors. Like, no, whole year. Intaglio, then in lithography when I did it.
That's awesome.
Nice. So you're going into your third year now,
Mhm.
right? Awesome. Cool. But yeah, Oak Island's definitely a cool thing. It's something that you're very passionate about.
It's
so.
something that just, again, I didn't know anything about it, but then I don't know what happened in those 3 months where I just became completely engulfed in this, like the mystery, the people, like half of it's the mystery, like this is such a beautiful mystery, like a story of like people have died doing this,
Yeah.
people
Oh, wow.
have devoted their lives to this like treasure, like
Mhm.
you don't know what it is or like if it's even still there, but people have dedicated their lives to it and it's amazing.
Right.
Wow.
And the interest, again, nowadays, it's grown because of the TV show, the awareness. They're on, like, possibly their 5th season.
Mhm.
I can't say whether there'll be a 5th season yet or not. But it's playing in, like, 58 countries now.
Yeah.
Last year on History Channel, it was the #1 show nightly and weekly.
It's amazing.
It has grown so much, the interest. And all day, my job as, like, kind of security, I just greet people come on this island, like, and they're all, like, so excited to be here. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm on Oak Island. And they're like, one girl is like, oh my God, I'm on Oak Island. Oh my God.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
such huge fans. And, like, everywhere is from, like, older people to, like, young kids who watch the show. Like, really young kids are just, like, excited to be here, too. Like, it's adorable.
So people have like dedicated their lives to seeking out this treasure.
Yeah,
That's
so many
amazing.
people. It's over 220 years it's going on.
Wow, it
now.
fascinates me how like something like a treasure or this like faraway thing, this mystery, like people dedicate their lives and be enamored with it. It's like maybe they find purpose with it in
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
It's kind of like saying what we do as humans in general. Like, you know, there's so much ambiguity in our
something
life
out.
that we want to find an answer.
I feel like we're fundamentally curiosity driven.
And then even after when we find that answer, we're like, huh.
Then there's,
you know,
like,
I
more
work hard.
questions.
But then it's just like we want to do more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you start, you gotta keep going.
Like, you find the treasure and then it's like, well, where did it come from? What's this mean? And like there's always more mystery.
Comes back to like who doesn't love a good mystery?
Yeah.
Really, like
It's the
people
story.
like have come here. They had established jobs and families, but they just picked up everything and moved to Oak Island
Yeah.
to chase this. Like we had like a big family who was here was the Restall family. They were motorcycle daredevils in the UK.
Wow.
And they moved to Oak Island and started searching. Then one of the later ones, Dan and Dave Blankenship. Dan was a successful building contractor in Florida. He moved to Oak Island, supposedly. Like he was thinking maybe a year or something, but he's been there over 50 years now. He just turned 94 a couple of weeks ago.
That's crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, like I said to you, Brandon, my hero that I'm chasing is in 10 years.
It's you in 10 years.
Yeah, me in 10 years. I'll never get there. that'll never happen. But
Here I'm chasing
always-
is me a year ago.
that's it's deep.
No, I don't know. I'm so like low energy. It's like
Well,
I'm
okay.
You can take
Yeah,
it easy.
yeah.
No.
Let's give a little bit
Oh,
of
I'm cool, I'm
context.
cool.
Yeah,
But
like,
I partied a lot last night. I was up to like 5 a.m. partying, and then today I did a video on Dwight HM's YouTube channel. Check it
check
out.
him out.
Where we ate hot wings, and they got progressively hotter. And by the second one, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like the second one was like ghost pepper hot sauce, and it got worse from there. So.
I've never seen like people actually eat that really like dangerously hot sauce
Well, like,
before, and here
yeah.
I am like
Yeah.
I meet you for the first time, like say hey, and then you're just going all these
Yeah.
chicken wings hot,
Yeah,
and
I
you're
mean,
falling apart.
Usually I'd be
Yeah.
a little more presentable, but you see me at my worst
Yeah,
now.
I was really scared. Like you guys are gonna like die.
Yeah, I was like
Yeah.
sitting in the back, and I was like, should I get a pail? Should I do all
That's
this
why I was
stuff?
like, I hope like I like pass out or something. That'd be good for the views. But no, it was good. But I'm just a bit
And
tired.
Enzi was like freaking out, man. Like,
Well, he
scared.
he loaded the hottest
Yeah,
sauce on the
he-
last wing. It was
yeah,
like a
he
puddle.
had like it was.
And this
I'm
this
surprised he
sauce
did
is
that.
like almost 1 million Scoville units, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's not as hot as Carolina Reaper, but
I
like
really.
between the three of us guys, like we haven't eaten anything that hot in our whole life.
Yeah,
so.
I really hope that they're doing well, and you're
Yeah.
a trooper for coming out and helping. And,
Oh,
doing
I'm
this
fine.
podcast. And it's,
Yeah,
you ate a
I
lot of
honestly
stuff, and you
feel
ate
fine.
beforehand too. Like,
yeah. No, I'm
So,
good. I'm
yeah.
good.
but
Just a little.
just a little
Yeah.
exhausted from that experience,
Yeah.
and also
And
like
last night
too.
probably more so last night.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's a story for another time.
yeah.
Um,
So I guess we always ask this every single person.
if you could do a backflip, how many backflips would you do?
If I could do a backflip, I would do well as many as I could without falling on my face.
No, that's the wrong answer.
So,
Wrong. The answer
So-
was D.
oh my god. So let's say the world's your audience, right?
Yeah.
Or the world is your audience, I guess.
Is it?
Really though,
Can you prove it?
I guess however many people.
They are of
See
the
this?
world,
True.
so they are the world.
True.
Maybe we're all the world. Maybe
Whoa.
we're like a collective consciousness.
So if so if the world is your audience, what advice would you give? I guess giving it to the viewers and all that stuff.
Just do what you like to do with your life. Doesn't matter what anyone else says. If it makes you happy, then you should do it. Shouldn't let anything stop you from doing that.
True that. True that.
And if anyone wanted to reach you in any kind of way, like see your art or anything like that, what platforms would be the best? Would it be like Instagram or like anything like that? Do you have any platforms?
I don't have an official Instagram account for my art like most people do. I have one for myself, but I post a lot about just like artsy photo. It really is like they're nicer photos, like artsy photos about like, hey, what I'm working on,
Mhm.
this stuff I'm picking away at. But I do have a Facebook page on Facebook, Mikayla Halliday Fine Art and Photography.
Awesome.
I have a page you can like and get updates of everything I do with photography and what I'm doing here. And
What's your favorite book?
The Da Vinci Code.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thinking about that.
Mysterious.
Yeah.
A mystery.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Very involved in mystery. That's
Do
fun.
you have a favorite book, Isaac? I've never asked you that.
Yeah, I do actually. My favorite book is Night by Elie Wiesel, or Elie Wiesel. I don't know how.
So it's
how
called
to-
Night?
Yeah, Night.
Cool.
It's,
What's that about?
So it's about the guy who wrote it. He was in Auschwitz and Birkenau in the Holocaust.
That's interesting. My favorite book is written by someone who... Anyway.
If that's
continue.
funny. Yeah, so he basically, he went through that, and it's about him, like, kind of losing his family and somehow making it through this incredible and crazy journey and terrible and terrifying journey at the same time,
Yeah.
It's, I believe he's still alive. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
there was like I'm sure you can look it up. There was this interview that he did on Oprah where they went back to the concentration camps and
Okay.
stuff, and that
With
was
them and-
ooh,
okay.
that's like
My favorite book's Man's Search for Meaning, or at least it's one of my favorite
Oh, I've
books.
heard of that one.
Which is
Yeah.
also by a Holocaust survivor,
Yeah.
and it's a really powerful book. And like the first half is about his story, the second half is about his kind of psychological theory he came up based on it.
Hmm.
So it's a very good read.
That's interesting.
Especially if anyone's like, if you're ever going through a hard time, I recommend reading that book. Honestly.
Yeah, no, Night was like the first book that I had like read that I was like, whoa, I can picture, because I had a lot of trouble growing up with like being able to read something and have like a little like player playing a movie out, you know, in that kind of way. It was always tough for me. So that book was the first book that I read that branched me off to reading other books and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, cool stuff. Anyway, well, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem.
Yeah,
Please,
cool.
thank
Do
you.
y'all have any final thoughts?
Yeah, is there anything else that you want to say? I mean,
I think, I don't know, definitely check out my page, but check out Oak Island and that story, because it is an amazing story of a lot of histories, and like, again, it's a treasure hunt that's been going on for like 220 years. One of the world's oldest treasure hunts. It's still not solved. Like, the team that's there now has made great strides in figuring out the history of who was there, why. Still not solved yet, but they're hard at work, and like, they're all amazing people. I've met everyone. They're amazing.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
yeah, same.
Especially the main guy, Rick, and his brother Marty. They're kind of the guys who started this. It was kind of a childhood dream kind of thing. They always loved mystery, and they found this article and read it as a young boy and just loved it from the moment.
Yeah.
Rick's an amazing person. He's so passionate about it, and most humble and kind man you'll ever meet in your life.
Awesome.
And I got to know him quite well, and it's such an honor. I admire him so much.
Yeah, that's cool. It's really awesome. Yeah, well, thank you so much. Seriously, like, you came all the way down from Bridgewater to shoot this, and like, we're really appreciative to have you on.
No.
I'm really glad you came.
No, thank you so much. My God. I love showing off NASCAR. That's why I'm so good at being a tour guide.
Yeah.
I was naturally, like, I always bragged about it to everybody, like, and too, I volunteer, like, portfolio day and all that, so the new people applying and wanting to apply, and I was just so good at, like, telling people about the building. First, the Port Campus, and, like, Ken Rice, the part of the recruitment team, just said, oh my gosh, you're awesome, like, can you do this again? And then eventually he said, you have to take a course, it's a small course you need to take to do this building. Like, usually it's not a course, but, like, it's, like, how you give a tour of this building, because it's overwhelming. I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, something that you're passionate about too definitely helps. Like, all right. So I guess welcome. This is the outro that we didn't really film.
Did you just welcome them to the outro?
Yeah, I welcome them to the outro. So just a few things. If you didn't really catch it in the video, some of our clips got corrupted.
Basically just a really long clip of the tour through NASCAR. It had a lot of good bits in it, a lot of good questions, but we still got a full video, and we hope you've enjoyed it thus far.
Yeah.
And this is basically the end.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys want, definitely check out Mikayla. She's a great human being, and she has some really, really cool art.
Yeah.
She has a Facebook page that will link, also an Instagram page that's more of like kind of like a life thing.
Yeah.
More getting in to know her process and everything like that. But yeah, definitely give her, show her some love. She's a really cool person.
Does she have Twitter?
I don't think she does, but she only linked us her Facebook and her Instagram. So definitely check her out. She's a great, awesome human being.
LinkedIn. Does she have LinkedIn?
I don't think so. All right.
Well, thanks for watching this episode of BrainShake.
Yeah, thanks for watching. But yeah, it's pretty crazy how me and Mikayla met. Wait, am I in the wrong lane?
Prepped on my ankle at the dome.
Yeah, and there was multitudes of people that I could have talked to there, right? But then I looked back and I saw Brandon and Crutches, and I was like, he can't. My first thought literally was, he can't run away from me. Dal kind of screwed him.
Which wavelength would you be if you were a wavelength? To both of you.
Whoa. That's deep, bro. No, the one that...
Are you like ultraviolet or like radiation?
Black light.
Just black light.
Yeah. I'd be...
She makes things glow.
I'd be radiation because I'd catch on to people pretty easily. That was a bad joke.
I am going to die inside.
I was like...
No, it's okay.
No, I'd probably be radiation because I'd spread. Very,
I think you'd be radiation because you have a radiating energy.
Hey, there we go. That's better. Let's try to think of something.
I would be. I don't even know. I would be. I'm cool with being visible light, like just
Yeah. You know, would you consider yourself a person that's like very interested in light?
I'm obsessed with light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of your passions.
I wouldn't say light's a passion. It's an interest of mine.
No, it's
because everything kind of is connected to it.
well, it's just cool
why I
because
like
like all the colors that we see, are they really like they're just shades of light?
Yeah,
Like
wavelengths of light.
Yeah.
The colors are our brain's way of kind of compartmentalizing them from one another.
yeah, it's so cool to me. Must be really cool to you because like you're so interested in color as well. But
Yeah, it's definitely. We got to think about color, the way we use color more, and what color communicates. And I'm a big black and white fan too.
Yeah.
Really, I really getting into black and white photography and like especially film. Oh my god,
so
I really got into film this last year.
here's a question for you. If you had a choice to live your life seeing in black and white always, would you do it?
I don't know if I could do it.
Instead of color.
Instead of
Kind
color.
dreary.
I thought you were gonna ask if I can only see one color.
Oh no,
I
no.
like that.
That would be-
what
that'd
if
be
you could only see
interesting.
2 colors
Whoa.
ever, and they define everything? What colors would you guys pick?
I may be a little obsessed with Spider-Man, okay?
So
It's
so
like-
blue and red.
Yeah, blue and red.
Everything would be blue and red. That'd be intense.
That would be
That'd be a
intense.
neat world. It'd be like very kind of like
Honestly, I think that may be what I
Interesting.
chose too.
Yeah?
Blue and
blue
red.
and red as well.
Just
I'm-
blue, you can look at the water.
I'm gonna switch it up, I guess. What are like the 3 colors that like? What are the primary colors?
Red, blue, yellow, and then like green. And
I would probably pick probably blue and
I think I want green though.
I don't know, blue and like
Man, trees would have a whole like new meaning with different colors.
I'd pick blue and white.
Blue and white?
Yeah,
That's interesting. That would look nice.
I feel like that would make me relaxed all the time.
That's funny.
I don't know.
Is it blue or red that I can't remember what like they kind of like signified when it came like to the feelings? Like red.
Red's usually like passion and
Yeah, yeah.
love and
Green's like growth and relaxation, I guess. Well, blue's more so relaxation, I think.
yeah. I have this app that will break
sorry.
down color
Yeah.
and like tell you which color, and it seemed like, look, it just broke down the colors. It just took off his shirt.
Oh, that's cool. I like that app.
The color of your shirt is red theater, apparently.
Yeah. I'm going to do this. It's gonna happen.
That was
Sweet.
entertaining. What's this mailbox thing?
So
The app's like color snap.
Colors.
So
I like
it
that.
change. What does it do?
It takes you take a photo, but then it breaks down the colors in the photo.
Well, yeah. Thank you once again
No
for
problem.
being part of this.
It's been great. It's been great to meet you. Thank you. Also, some very interesting circumstances, you must say. Yeah, it was a great first time meeting you, watching you fall apart. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've seen better days.
Yeah, it definitely has. Oh my god. I can't even play. I probably can't even play what I want to.
Oh my gosh, that's really bad.
That's terrible. I don't think you're right. That's really bad. Yeah.
Keys are like
It's so like bent out of shape.
It sounds.
It's the only one that sounds good so far. Decent.
Pretty trash.
Yeah. I can't even play what I was going to play.
We'll make a symphony.
It doesn't do anything. It's just good. No bills.
Yeah, no, some of them don't even work. That's so unfortunate. Damn.
That's a nice shot of the sign. I always forget that sign up there.
Alright. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a really nice school. A lot of character.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like looking at all these different places. Just speaking of character, what's your favorite cartoon character?
Favorite cartoon character? Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew? What's that?
That's in Looney Tunes.
Oh.
Pepe Le Pew?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite Looney Tunes character?
Gonna have to go with classic Bugs Bunny, probably. That's it. Yeah.
I'd probably pick,
My dad loves Wile E. Coyote.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's his absolute favorite
I was
from when I
gonna
was a
say
kid.
that, but now I have to change it.
You don't have to change it.
I just couldn't think of the name. Or I like, so what's that cast name? Sylvester?
So, is that Lee?
Yeah, Sylvester, yeah.
Okay.
Tweety.
Yeah.
Sylvester and Tweety are pretty cool.
Yeah.
The audio
Those-
recording.
How dare you? Who do you think you are? Going around with your jar of hearts.
Run around leaving scars.
On parked cars.
I had nothing else to say to them. I'm not a poet like you.
You're not a poet, but you flow it and you show it.
He does spoken word and all that stuff.
I speak words. Hey, he's Isaac. Hey, he's Isaac. Hey, he's Isaac. Hey, he's Isaac. Okay, I'll stop.
Is this gonna be like the after hour show? Where it's just like, you're gonna like, just totally screw with my face and everything?
Well, I wouldn't have to do much. Just kidding. You're beautiful.
On the inside. Don't drink the acid?
Yeah. Don't drink the chemicals, don't drink the acid.
Yeah.
So don't eat the acid drink yet.
Sweet.
Chemicals, just wherever.
Oh my god. That's kind of deep.
Is that what you said?
We could set up a
Definitely.
space right here.
Sure. Yeah, sure. You want to do that?
And you have stools and chairs.
Cool. So, this is the background then? The art? Or the...
Yeah, we can do the background. Come on, this way on the table.
If you want, we can, if we need to elevate it too.
Alright, let's, should we set it on the table?
Sit on the table.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so
Decent.
pretty trash.
Yeah. I can't even play what I was going to play.